Very good morning in Europe, very good afternoon for all of you joining from Asia. My name is Reka. We met before, and you, of course, know Jyoti already, and NG is here, and our Executive Director, Ambassador Toru Morikawa, is also here with us today. So, we are very proud to host this last live synchronous session with you today, closing the program and bringing it all together. And we are very excited to listen to your innovative teaching practices today. Before we start, let me run you through the agenda. So for today, we were planning a 2-hour-long session for you, full of exciting content. So after the introduction, we will invite Ambassador Toru Morikawa to greet you and also encourage you and give you good new spirit for your presentations. Today is a special day because we want to introduce all of you into the Hall of Fame, like the music, the song that we played during waiting for the participants to join. And we also would like to take a group photo to also literally put the photo in the Hall of Fame of Classroom Network participants. And then the fourth point of our agenda today is listening to your innovative teaching practices. So all teams will get 5 minutes to present their innovative teaching practices. It's rather a quick pitch. If you happen to be running over time, we will give you a little signal to keep you on the track because we have 16 teams today presenting, so we have to be very spot on time. And at the end, we will invite the 2 facilitators, Chorpang and Adam, to give you a short feedback on the discussion, a short feedback on the innovative teaching practices, because they joined this long journey with you from the knowledge building phase throughout building the teaching practices. So I'm very sure they are excited to see what you ended up with and give you a short feedback at the end. And do stay with us until the end, because we will have important announcements to share as well on the next steps, how you can earn the certificate, and how we can help you going forward in this program. So with this, I give the stage over to Toru to greet you today.
So dear participants, I'm proud to congratulate each and every one of you for making it to the final stage of your ASF ClassNet 2022 School Collaboration Journey on Holistic Learning Environments for Innovative Teaching and Learning. I have heard that you have created 16 innovative teaching practices in such a short amount of time on 5 themes related to holistic education: relationship building, resilience and grit, teaching social emotional skills, inclusion, and active learning and engagement. Let us reflect back on why we focused on this topic, holistic education, and encouraged you to build pedagogic skills to make your teaching and learning environments more holistic. As education experts and learning scientists highlight, holistic education nurtures all learning aspects of a learner. Holistic education has the power to help learners build meaningful connections, a strong sense of identity, and self-confidence that are essential for long-term success. It is important, especially in today's world where we face diverse challenges. As you learned about various aspects of holistic education over the last few months during the self, team, and action learning phases, I trust that you acquired fresh ideas, new knowledge, and inspiring perspectives. I'm proud to see that you are now taking actions by designing innovative teaching practices for holistic education. I'm hopeful that you are using the knowledge you have gained from this collaboration to transform teaching and learning in your classrooms through these innovative teaching practices. I believe the transformation of education should start with valuing teachers' voices and giving them opportunities to take charges of their own teaching. We hope that the ACF ClassNet School Collaboration Program was able to create a conducive platform for you and help you take ownership of your teaching. Dear participants, let me conclude with some thoughts on how you can contribute to the transformation of education in classrooms across Asia and Europe. First, please be an advocate for holistic education. Advocate the awareness and knowledge you have gained. Use it to improve your teaching as well as empower other educators around you. Number two, please implement the innovative teaching practices. Implement them with confidence and courage to enhance the current school environment where you teach and shape it for the better. And finally, please stay in touch with your peers. I hope you have built new Asia-Europe networks and long-lasting friendships with your peers through this collaboration. Make the best use of these connections to create a bigger impact across Asian and European schools. As Helen Keller, the globally known advocate for the disability rights and inclusion, said something very simple but powerful. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Please continue the team collaboration and support one another to make meaningful contributions. Again, my heartiest congratulations to you all. Thank you for all the hard work. Now, I'm ready to listen to your presentations and learn more about the innovative teaching practices you have designed. Thank you very much for your attention. So Reka, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toru. Thank you for the inspiration for the participants, for us. Now it's time to take a group photo while you are still with us. So I encourage now everyone to turn on your cameras and put your smiles on as well. And then Jyoti will take a screenshot of the first page, and then I go to the second one. And I will count to 3, and that's when we're gonna click or push the print screen button. I see most of the cameras on. Angie, yes, your camera is also on. Good to see you. And then let me count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And now we take a second one. And now I'm gonna count in a different language, maybe my mother tongue. So get ready. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Then with this, I will ask Jyoti to share our presentation put it back on the screen, and we get started with the team presentations. So we have an order for you today. The presentations were grouped according to the topics. Each team will have 5 minutes to present. I will give you a short signal if you seem to be running over time. So don't get surprised. We will ask all the team members to turn their camera on. So if you're on this call and you're a member of the team presenting, please try to turn your camera on if you're in a situation where you can do so. And then we will be spotlighting you as well as a member of the team to get better screenshots. And we ask everyone to kindly listen to the other groups carefully, actively listening, also because we're gonna put the innovative teaching practices to the website later, and they will be all open for you to join. So if you hear something that you find interesting and would like to join that group, or you think of a colleague who might be interested in joining that group, then we will make it possible to connect the dots and be able to reach out to the leaders of the different groups. So with that, I suggest we start with the builders group. So who is in the builders group? We have a slide for that as well. So the builders group is addressing the relationship building, and Diosderet will be presenting from the Philippines, but we also have active group members here from Italy and Russia. So Diosderet, are you ready to take the floor?
Yes.
Excellent.
Hopefully.
And we see your screen. Excellent. Presentation mode.
All right. Is it clear?
And
It's clear now.
perfect.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So good day, everyone. Good morning, and good afternoon, everyone from all parts of Europe and Asia. So I will be presenting to you our school collaboration and holistic learning environments for teaching and learning, innovative teaching practices presentation, which we have a title of The Magic Pouch by the Builder. Okay, so we have here the title The Magic Pouch because we use the Raymond image and its pocket because it acts as a portal that allows the user to access and deposit items such as reading materials as another way of dealing with the topic. So we have here in the pocket, this one in the pocket, we are going to use the picture of our student every day or every activity that we have in reading selection. So this picture of our students will become the leader or the model to read the story. And at the back of the picture, there is a corresponding code coming from the Raymond. And inside the pocket, also we have the different activities of the reading selection that I'm going to discuss later on the innovative approach. So my partners or my co-members, we have here from the Philippines. I'm Juslidet Loporto. We have Miss Mariolena Bono from Italy, and also we have Miss Valentina Vasilkova from the Russian Federation. All right, so one of the biggest problems facing by countries, especially in my country, Philippines, is the reading literacy with focus and comprehension. That is the very reason why we focus on crafting activities to develop the comprehension level of our learners through innovative approach, which is engaging, interactive. Our team is known as the Builder because we set the foundation of knowledge and build our students' prior experiences and knowledge structures. We provide scaffolding to support the construction process of learning. It is a must that we need to plan and develop learning activities and adapt pedagogy to suit our individual students' needs. So our focus is more on developing reading comprehension that is applicable to any reading materials or topics. So we are going to provide one reading selection, and after which there are activities that could develop the holistic aspect of our students, such as the physical, mental, social, and so on and so forth. And for the implementation and execution or the timeline, we have on the slides, we have the implementation. We divided the implementation stages into 3 stages. We have the pre-implementation stage, the implementation stage, and the post-implementation stage. So as you could see on the screen, excuse me. So we have there the objectives or the strategies, the persons involved, the resources needed, of course, the time frame, and we have also included the success indicator. So in the pre-implementation stage, we have to create activities applicable to any reading topics activities. So I'm going to show you afterwards some of the examples. So we're going to come up with a pocket box with the reading materials using the image of the Raymond as a form of a new image to our students. to draw inspiration to Doraemon's life lessons. We are not just going to create or to establish or to use the reading selection by just reading it and giving activities, but what we come up with an idea on how we can use certain materials or some well-known personalities or well-known cartoon characters and integrate our lesson to that certain certain character, just like Doraemon. So we have the persons involved. We have also, of course, we have the teachers, the learners. Of course, we have the resources needed there: the bond paper, laptop, internet, bond paper, and art materials. So we have our time frame for the implementation stage. We just plan it out that we're going to start January 4 to 10, 2023 for creating the activities, and January 11 to 12 is creating the image of Doraemon, and we have the success indicator of course the list of students or the activities I mean, and of course the Doraemon size pocketed pictures. Now for the implementation stage, we have the objectives, that is to develop learners' reading comprehension skills using different activities for reading selection. So as well as to engage learners in different holistic activities that would cater to their developmental needs in the physical, social, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual aspects. So same persons involved.
Yes. Sorry to interrupt, you have 30 seconds left.
Oh my God, sorry. So these are example. This is the example implementation stage. So next we have the care activities of our activities. We have, like I see in the screen, and these are examples of the activities per reading selection. Okay. So, and of course we have the objectives. First, we have educate the students on reading comprehension techniques and abilities to make it easier for them to comprehend and analyze written text, fostering a love of reading among the students, and lastly, we have ensuring students' holistic development. Of course, we have the 3 key impact. We have increased reading proficiency level, boosts one's confidence, and enhances positive effects on physical and mental health. Of course, we have the conclusion and the next step. We have every teacher in school believes that designing activities to cater to students' holistic development is essential. Addressing every country's literacy concerns is the main goal of every educational agency in the world. And of course, we're looking forward for the next step, which is to develop a workbook of activities and to present this innovation to ASEP conference. Thank you for that.
Lovely presentation, Labora. Thank you. Also visually so very well. A quick feedback, Jyoti?
Yes, absolutely. And you win the prize for the best presentation slides for sure.
You're already giving away the prize for the first presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So really well done. What we really liked as we were listening to you, you really very comprehensively presented, your activities from pre-implementation, implementation, and post-implementation that actually really clearly help any reader to get a quick grasp of what you are doing. So great job on that. And we are really looking forward to learning more about what you do at the implementation stage. And please do keep in touch with us so that we can support you with what you need. And with that, let me quickly share my screen so that we can go on to the next presentation.
Next theme, Carpe Diem, also still in the topic of relationship building. So here we have four team members: Alma from Croatia, Rashmi from India, Siana from Indonesia, and Akala from Laos. Who's gonna present today?
Hi, I'm going to present. Can I have the access for
Yes, now you
this
go ahead.
screen
Now you
share?
can share.
Okay.
And 5 minutes, Jan. Floor is yours.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen already?
Yes.
Here in Indonesia, it's already like 3 o'clock. So today I'm going to present the idea that our team has. Okay, the background of these activities, the target audience will be like those teenagers whose age are between 15 to 17 years old. And then why we target this kind of audience? Because the first time, a time of changes for how teenagers think, feel, and interact with others. And then they also have developed their own unique personality and opinions, and then they spend less time with parents and more with friends. So because of this background, and then we took like the idea from the AFID's 4 stages of building relational capacity. The stage 1 is safe shaping, stage 2 is control chaos, and then stage 3 scope and sovereignty, and stage 4 group actualization. Okay, the goals for stage 1 is to develop a brave environment, and then they have like to learn names and making connection one to another, and then initiate student ownership of the classroom. Okay, introduction, like we have like 3 kinds of activities in the stage 1. The first one is introduction, create a social contract between the groups and also the classroom. And then also we will do like some main activities like the introduction handshake. So the idea is like for the students like to introduce themselves, and then handshake, they create their own like secret handshake or something like with the partner that they will be introduced with. And then the last activity will be the brief. We will provide like the teachers with the debrief prompt, so there will be like some questions to induce the discussion between the teachers and the students about the activities. And then the stage 2 is control chaos. The goals is to create a brave space for conflict, and then to manage conflict and teaching conflict management, and also to maintain a positive environment. And then the main activity, we do not have like to do like the introduction stage again, but we go directly to the main activity. There will be an activity called react and act, and then after that we will do like the brief as well. And then the stage 3, scope and sovereignty. The focal points of the stage 3 like to acknowledge of success of others, and then adherence to a shared vision and creation of novel ideas and solutions. Honestly, I haven't got any idea of the activity what to do in this stage. Yeah, but really like got like the success indicators for the stage. Like the first one is the students independently praise other students without the teachers prompting, and then the students like create a shared vision for accomplishing tasks, and also the students like self-regulate their behaviors during the tasks. And then like the last one, the success indicators will be students feels comfortable enough to share novel ideas with classmates in order to help solve complex questions. Okay, and then move to the last stage, group actualization. The major understanding here is like the students should be able like to understand the value of multiple perspective, and then they should be able like to embrace high performance expectation, and they have like to be able to elevate trust and honesty. In this stage, like they already manage the conflict, and they already like learn to know each other, and then now they work together like to work their shared vision, and then they have like to embrace the high performance expectation. That one. Okay, is there any input for our presentation maybe?
Thank you so much, and really well done, because you have clearly defined, different stages and your goals. It's okay not to have some goals ready yet or some activities not ready yet, because that's the process, right? And you have time to work on those. So really well done on, really perfectly summarizing and putting things together. What we really picked on in your picked out from your presentation that we really liked was, you were really focusing on sense of belonging. For example, it's simple activities like handshake introduction. It sounds like a simple activity, but can have a profound impact on a learner's, life, right? So really well done, and we are looking forward to reading the detailed version. With that, let's move on to the next team.
Thank you.
Team Divergent Thinkers. So still in the topic of relationship building. So let's see the innovative teaching practice that they came up with on this topic. Team members: Patrick from Belgium, Adrian from Hungary, Nita from India, Normandy from Philippines, and Isabel from Portugal. So who is presenting today?
That will be me, Isabel. Good morning.
Isabel, good morning.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, so still within the topic of relationship building, our main topic is about knowing each other, okay? Our team is called Divergent Thinkers, and you may ask why that is. Well, first of all, divergent means that we are different from each other, right? We are in different countries, we have different views, our students are different, and even within the same country, within the same class, students are all different, so they are divergent. You can see our team, so that's me, of course, Patrick from Belgium, Adrian from Hungary, Normandy from the Philippines, and Nita from India. We've chosen this image of a spiral because a spiral is a shape made up of curves, each one above or wider than the one before. And this is how we moved as a group enrolled in this project. We moved in a spiral to get to this ITP presentation, and we circled around this center point of our topic, which is the relationship building and knowing each other. And we connected it with climate change. The spiral itself shows the way we as teachers want to reach each student so that united they get further and stronger as a class, and they will be our future citizens, leaders of the world, and we want them to be aware of what the future holds for them. No need to repeat the title. We really need to work harder on the narrative because we didn't go very deep into our project yet. Anyway, we foresee that January to March will be implementation phase. The key tools and activities to be used, we want first of all to create a healthy classroom environment by building relationships among the students first and then with the teachers. We want to elicit students' answers on their main fears about themselves, and we want to elicit students' concerns about the surrounding world. For this purpose, we will constitute a Green Student Society, and we will use tools such as Google Docs, Padlet, Canva, etc. What we intend is that students from different parts of the world can describe their achievements in carbon reduction, plastic waste removal, etc. And there is a possibility of creating opportunities for students to interact with others from diverse backgrounds and share and exchange a range of cultural perspectives on the subject matter, climate change. And the presentation shows how a class or a school, by committing to change something in the world around them, can become an active and useful member of their school by working with each other and their teacher in a unique way, that is, as partners. Creating a healthy classroom environment by building positive relationships among students, this is the first step. So alternatively, each student has to praise a colleague so that we go around the class until they get to the teacher. This is giving positive feedback to each other, feeling as a society within the class. In the second place, we want to elicit students' answers on their main fears about themselves. This shows how human we are, right? And we all have fears, no matter what it is about. Then we want to take the students to the next level, and we want to elicit their answers on their concerns about the surrounding world, the environment. Of course, that the final idea is that students bring out suggestions to solve existing environmental problems. All in all, what we want, first of all, is to develop students' self-awareness and self-management of their emotions. Then this will lead to a relationship management among all within the class and with the teacher. And finally, this will bring them to social awareness and responsible decision-making. The European Commission has defined that the three great characteristics of the future for our young people in terms of work are creativity, problem solving, and digital literacy. In this post-pandemic phase, it is important that we as teachers not only focus on content of what we teach, but that we focus on how students feel. So the younger the teenagers were, or the children were, when the pandemic started, the bigger the impact was on them. On the other hand, as we were getting out of the pandemic, the war started. So it seems that there isn't a moment of peace to recover. Therefore, we need to focus more on students' feelings, and this way we will be able to create an active learning environment, we hope. I don't know if I'm close to the end, but we want to move from students micro level, focus on the way they feel, to considering the class as a society. So this would be a meso level. And finally, they would be able to move into the macro level of the world around them. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Isabel. Wow, what an ambitious, innovative teaching practice, because you were trying to combine not only improving the teaching and learning environment by focusing on relationship building, you were also tackling learning outcome goals like focusing on climate change and helping your students raise awareness about themselves and in relation to their environment and others in the society. Really ambitious. So very well done. Really proud of you. But I think we just have a very quick feedback that I think as you work on it, please consider the feasibility and practicality so that you can execute it really well. So again, well done and congratulations. Shall we move on to the next team?
Next theme. So we also move on to the next theme and to the new topic of resilience and grit. And the next team up for presentation will be the Gritters. The Gritters, Martin from Czech Republic, Claire from Ireland, Rolf from Luxembourg, Glory Jean from Philippines, and Christina from Romania. And I hear someone is already ready to take the floor. Who's going to present?
I'll start. My name is Martin. Hello, and welcome everybody. It says you cannot start. Okay, sharing the screen. I'm just struggling. Yeah, now I think it's gonna work. Okay, our team is called the Gritters, and our innovative teaching practice is concerning the grit and resilience. Our team members are me from Czech Republic, Martin, Claire from Ireland, Christina from Romania, Glory from Philippines, and Rolf from Luxembourg. We called ourselves the Gritters because we found a simile with that gritters actually spread ice or snow on the roads when the conditions get difficult, and we also want to spread the knowledge and desire for learning.
Okay, thank you so much.
So
Martin,
we want to assist students in overcoming their difficulties. We realized that the grit and resilience are really the subjects that many students are suffering. It's not just our statement. We did a measurement in our respective school. I can show you on the second slide if you Claire move over, that we use the method of Angela Duckworth. We use the 12-point scale measurement, which measures the grit, and we realize that our students are like average or a little bit falling behind in grit, because the new generation, or some of us teach generation alpha, and they really have shorter span attention, and it's really hard to engage them into long-term project. So we prepared model learning unit, which actually is not just theoretical. We are going to launch it in our respective countries and share the results. And we use a simple object as a cup as a starting point into our learning project. Thinking strategies we used during our project include mind mapping, peer feedback. We really use a great source, which is called Project Zero, sponsored by Harvard University. And Claire will maybe tell you more about how we gonna do it. So over to you, Claire.
Thanks, Martin. Someone's in the waiting room there. So we started to plan out the unit of learning and just sort of break it down into a way that we could do some this project over a long period of time. So we wanted to have 3 key objectives, which were the concept of grit to learners, because we wanted to try and introduce that even to the school environment and to the learners themselves. It doesn't seem to be, you know, on the radar as much as other aspects. And we wanted to try and use thinking strategies, creative approaches to overcome challenges and to try and prolong this research and prolong student engagement. So we were looking at, we had English and art and history as our subjects, and we were trying to maybe connect them through illustration of text piece of art. And just see if I can click onto the next slide here. And the 3 key impacts we were thinking of was that we wanted to improve the through holistic learning, the introduction of grit at a school and classroom level, and then also be applicable to a range of subjects. So this unit of learning, maybe teachers could take it, apply it to their subject, and then maybe even connect with other subjects across different curriculums. So like you've got cross-curricular activities maybe, and making connections with the wider world. So we really liked the idea of collaborating maybe online as well in future, and having an aspect that we would be connecting with the schools in our team. So maybe we'd be doing this unit of learning around the same time, and we'd be sort of connecting with the teachers that are doing this in our team and their students. So the students themselves would be able to interact, maybe starting with the same idea of the cup and doing the same project and having maybe the poem illustrated at the end. We were thinking perhaps even we could have an exhibition of the work and then switch the pieces of work and exhibit another school's pieces of work in the other schools. So it could be like a touring exhibition at the end. And we've got the impact can be visible in both school and classroom level. We wanted it to make the universal aspect of it was important. So accessing the access point being the cup was sort of something that maybe we'd see similarities and differences between cultures, just from starting with something so edited back. And through brainstorming activities, we wanted to bring group brainstorming activities to that and maybe make the mind maps from that. So we do a group mind map and then an individual mind map. And we just worked it out sort of step by step. So I think Rolf is going to take over there. Are you, Rolf?
Yes, but well, both Martin and Claire have already said, I think, the most important bit. I think what's really interesting about this, looking at the last 3 slides, and I'm not quite sure what slide we're on at the moment, but in a sense, it almost doesn't matter. What we really did as a team, and we really did work, I think, very successfully as a small team, is the fact that it's a truly cross-curricular project between arts, English, and history education. That also the fact that the impact is at various levels. It will be in the previous presenters, the previous team, when they presented, talked about the micro, meso, and macro levels. I think in our case, it's probably more micro and meso level. It will be implemented first of all at classroom level, but also shared with teaching staff, with senior management. So it will also be shared with this wider school community, and of course across at least 3 or 4 different countries, which is also really interesting. So there's a lot of intercultural communication that we hope to get out of this, as Claire already said when she was talking about the cup. I think key information to mention here is really, if you move on to slide number 6, I'm not sure what slide we're on at the moment, we're looking at very different schools working together, different subject areas are working together in different settings and different kinds of students. However, the common factor there is that we've got similar challenges. How can we develop students that are gritty and resilient is really what we wanted to look at. And so where we are now at this point in the project, whilst it's the end of the immediate sort of small collaboration facilitated via ASAF, it's all equally the start of a more focused collaboration based on the unit of learning that we've started developing and based around the Kappa idea, which I think is absolutely brilliant. I'm not saying that because it came from me, it really came from Claire as an arts teacher, and then we went from there. So I think that's fantastic. So it's a combination of different levels of collaboration, but also a combination of different levels of text in the wider sense. We're looking at both visual text and textual text in a more traditional format and related teaching and learning interactions. So it's work in progress, it's constantly developing, and we're hoping to test really based on the unit of learning that we are currently starting. And in the final slide, I don't know if anybody can go to the final slide there. Yeah, in the final slide, there is the link to Project Zero as well, which is, I think, a really interesting link that we've started identifying between grit and resilience and developing thinking routines and thinking skills, so good thinking habits, really, and thoughtfully engaged students, which in a sense goes back to not just to Angela Duckworth's work, but also to Leeds' work on developing thinking skills with students. So we want to develop really thinking students and gritty students as well, but also gritty teachers by collaborating and thinking together as a small community of practice. And that's really what we are trying to develop as a whole overall. And I will stop there because I know we're running out of time.
Thank you, Team Greeters. First of all, a big undertaking because as you all know, GRIT is a very new topic in education scenario, and not many scholars have worked on it, especially teachers, right? There is not much resources available. So the fact that you were brave enough to focus on this, really commendable job on that. We congratulate you for that. And actually, we really like that you were not only working on it, but you have plans to present the findings to your own staff in your own school to improve the teaching and learning environment. And I think this has also potentials to encourage and empower other educators across the schools, in Asia and Europe and beyond. So you'll be closely following up with that. So again, congratulations. Let's move on to the next team.
Yeah, there are two more teams that were brave enough to pick this topic, resilience and grit. So next up is the team All for Resilience from India, Philippines, and Slovakia with team members. Who is going to present today?
It will be me, Lucia.
Lucia. Excellent. The floor is yours. You can share your slide.
Okay.
And 5 minutes.
Okay, hopefully will come up. Yeah. So our team is All for Resilience. At the beginning, there are supposed to be 4 of us with Aisha from Pakistan. Unfortunately, she hasn't joined us. We were thinking about resilience and grit with okay. In a more general way, where we created some activities which can be played all around through the year. So at the beginning of the year, we set up several activities. We were inspired by your activities, which we done all together here in these sessions, such as identity, envelope, and 3-2-1 exercise, where we want to get to know our students better, especially the new ones who's coming to our school, who's starting a new school year. And this helps to old students as well, just to revise how what has changes over the years they've been in our schools. And during the year, we want to set up their goals for the year. So including the great part to it. We call it a spaceship. So imagine a spaceship rocket where you set up where you want to go, what can help you to get there, and also talking about the dead weight, what can stop you. And we know that through the year, there are some hard times happens when you're losing motivation, when you don't want to do anything, just times like now, when you are looking forward to Christmas and you don't want to do anything at school. So we were thinking about this, about the game. I called it a Desert Island Adventure. If you think of Desert Island as a place where you feel lonely, when you feel very down. And this game with motivational songs, with scenarios, with short films and quotes can help you to feel better. It can be used anytime when you feel that you need something to motivate you up. So what we want to what's our objectives to this ITP is that students have deep comprehension about the meaning of being resilient, especially, for example, with the scenarios, where can they choose from 3 answers, and they think about which one could be better. Students learn how to set their goals and how to cope with the difficulties. And students also recognize various sources and ways to help them in hard times. So all the activities are set up in these objectives. Okay. These activities can be played in a classroom level, and I think it improves the school level as well. So it improves grades and attitude to learning. Students are more inclined towards the subjects because when you are motivating, your grades coming higher as well. You're improving your grades, and you want to learn more. It improves school and class climate. If you feel relaxed and safe, you know how to cope with difficulties, you know who to turn to, you became stronger and confident to face real situations. And also it creates inclusive classroom, as all students are actively involved in the activities. And it teaches them not to give up and keep trying to achieve the goals. So for us, all 3 of us was really good to work with, because this is the topic which we are not coming very often in the school, because we are more focused on our subjects, and to be honest, we don't have time to think about the resilience and grades. So this was really good to think about, to really reflect how can we upgrade our schools, how can we improve everything. So all the findings we have done, we're going to incorporate in our teachings, and we're going to share it with our staff and our students and see if it helps them to get over the hard times. And we think so, if every teacher and child do good, it will lead to overall development of the school, and they will become better people in the world. Okay, I think that's all at the moment. If you don't mind, I would like to share just a bit of the game that it's not yet done completely. I need to just adjust it to the slides, but if it helps me to get it shared for a second, just stop it and need to this way. If I have time for it.
Yes, we can have a very quick look, Lucy.
Okay, I'll try to just need to
The sneak
load it up.
already looked very nice, so now we are very curious to see.
Hopefully, it's coming up. Oh, is it coming? Yeah, it's coming. Okay. So the platform, I made it on a Genially platform. So welcome. So if you feel having bad times, you feel everything goes wrong, feel like this, so come play this game. So you have several missions. You go one by one. if you really think that the desert island is something place that you don't feel very well, you have some problems, but this is the way how to get back. So the task is to get to the boat to fill in. So for example, first activities, so are the scenarios, or just real scenarios what can happen in your school. You have, for example, you have low mark in your maths test. What would you do? Think that the math shouldn't bother because you don't like it? So if you choose this one, it come up, sorry, this was, it's not very good solution, doesn't help you. So you come back, and for example, you choose this one. Okay, this is the best resilience. So coming back to you, yes, this is what can help you, and it moves you to another. Okay, I'll choose another. It doesn't go well yet. Okay, hopefully.
This is very
I'm
nice,
moving.
Lucia. So I guess teachers can reach out to you if they are interested in using this application.
So I have their quotes just to join parts of the quotes together and think about them. I have lyrics of the motivational songs there. I have short films animated, which can bring some very good stories. And again, think about it, what's going on, how can they help you to get better?
Absolutely amazing. So Jyoti, do you still want to give the best design prize to the first?
Absolutely, because we remember giving you feedback about clearly defining the level of emotions and figuring those out, but this is beyond what we expected in a way, creating in such an interactive way. And also really like that you were starting from helping your student deeply understanding what it means to be resilient first and then taking it from there. And also you were covering the aspect of inclusion as well within the theme of resilience and grit as part of your impact. So really well done. Please do share the link with us so that we can check out the lovely.
At the moment it's finished, it's set up correctly as
Okay.
it should. I will share the link.
Okay, absolutely. We will be also sharing with our educators if that's okay with you. So lovely job and congratulations again. Shall we move on to the next theme?
There is a third theme also on the same theme, resilience and grit. The passionate teachers, Uni from Indonesia, Blair from Philippines, and Mirabella from Romania. Who's gonna present today?
I'm going to present. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I had trouble in the past with the connection and I don't want to not be heard correctly. Okay, so we are a team made up of 3 people from different parts of the world. We entitled our project I Am My Own Hero, and I'm going to explain why. But first of all, I want to tell you that we, all 3 of us, had never taken part in such a project, and it was something very interesting for us, and it was a challenge, and it was very difficult to get the time to meet because of the different time zones. But at the end of our meetings, we felt that we have friends in other parts of the world. And I think this is one of the best parts of this project for us, for the teachers. And then everything we heard here so far and everything we worked on is very important. And I think we can apply in our day-to-day teaching. Okay, so these are the names, and I tried to show you on the map how far away from each other we are and how difficult it is for us to be able to. I didn't know anything about the Philippines other than I was I heard on the news, and I learned so much about Indonesia and Philippines, and this I think is a gain for me and my students. Okay, so I think I'm going to speak something else that's written on the slides because it's easier for me to make the idea clear and to convince you of our idea. So we started from something simple. We want to equip students with a tool to be able to get through difficult times. So we focused mainly on resilience, but we touched the grit a little bit. We thought of something that can be applied from the classes, the 5th class to the 12th class. It requires a little preparation from the teacher in advance, but it can be used at any school subject. You can use it at maths or English or anything you want, because all you have to do is to look up in advance some names of famous people from your domain and ask the students to find why they are important and what difficult times they had to face during their lives. All the important people in the world had to face difficult times. They were not always understood and their ideas were rejected. So when students research this, they can understand that they are not alone in the world with problems, and there are other people, more important people, who managed to surpass all the difficulties. Okay, so the first, we started with an activity for 3 classes, and we ended up with an activity for 6 weeks because we thought about the international phase of the activity, and we decided to try to implement it together at the end of January next year. It doesn't require a lot of preparation, and we can choose a number of students that are willing to participate and work together, all 3 teachers from the 3 countries. So in the second week, the second class, the students will share what they found about the important persons and their problems. And then for the 3rd class and the 3rd week, we will have the international classroom. Students from each country will meet virtually to share or present the research results. So everybody will learn more about famous people from another part of the world. Blair will work with them, all of them, and use Minecraft education to come up with something that we will use in the last week of our project. The 4th project, the first week of the project, students discuss their experiences in connection to what they know about the famous persons. They discuss everything they know about who supports them during hard times, what they do, how they overcame difficult times, and the main idea of the entire project is for them to do something, to design something, be it a poster, a painting, a story, a play, a Minecraft building, or even drawing comics, okay, to show what they did, how they get on, and how they managed to surpass the difficult time. And the title of the project will be "I'm My Own Hero," because they will understand by the end of all these classes that they can manage on themselves, and they, even if they are helped and they are not alone, they can do it on themselves. So they are their own heroes. And then at the end of the project, we will have an international classroom, online or offline, and our students will present their products on Padlet or similar web application. Okay, so the main objectives were to develop resilience and grit through engaging students in different activities with their peers. Even if we don't concentrate on the name resilience and grit, they will understand what they should do. To empower students to create a message that is universal in terms of overcoming difficult times, and to share it with others, and to use it whenever they feel like it. For example, if you have a poster in your room, you can read it over and over again when you feel down, and maybe it will motivate you to move on. And to value and understand the importance of resilience and grit. The key impacts, although the impact may not be seen in the beginning as quantifiable, the attitude of the students will change in time. So they will understand and practice the concepts of resilience and grit, share resilience and grit skills with others. They will be able to support their friends, appreciate the importance of being resilient when setbacks are experienced. And the overall aim was to apply the skills that they have learned in real life situations. For example, and I inserted a picture here, while talking to Blair about the weather in our countries, he told me that there are severe weathers in the Philippines, and they had landslides and earthquakes this year, and they have learned to be resilient because this is the only way they can survive. So what we want to do is to teach the students the same skills needed to recover after a hard time, to be able to get back on your feet again. And this is the picture that circles back to one of the first pictures I chose for the first assignment, the one with the stairs. The stairs are the steps students and I, the teacher, have to take in life. The stairs are not even. It's difficult to climb them for some students, but we can help them make this experience a pleasant one, because they will be surrounded by people who care, and by everything will be in favor of them and encouraging them. Okay, thank you. And I wanted to say something else. Some of our ideas are very similar to those from the previous teams, although we don't know each other and we didn't talk to each other. But I think and this is another very important part of this project, we think the same. In terms of resilience and grit, we are connected, even if we don't know each other and we are from different parts of the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Passionate Teacher. We can see how passionate you were as we were listening to different stages of your innovative teaching practice. Thank you, Mirabella, Uni, and Blair. I think what we really liked about your presentation is that you were really focusing on making students understand and having a positive attitude towards them by being their own hero, helping them improve their self-efficacy and self-confidence, which is really important. And also resilience and grit are moving beyond classroom setting, right? Being more resilient about real life scenarios, like when natural disaster happens. So really great job. And with that, shall we move on to the next theme?
Thank you so much. Really nice one. We move on to the next theme, inclusion, and to the theme Better Together. Here we had 3 active team members: Ivana from Croatia, Saloni from India, and Jeffrey from the Philippines, who is going to present, if I'm not mistaken.
Hello, good afternoon. From Asia, I'm very sorry for this arrangement and for the inconvenience. I'm very sorry. Our team is entitled, our ITP proposal is EduApps and Inclusive Education for Learners with Special Needs by Team Better Together. So my team members are yours truly, Saloni Goyal from India, and Ivana, I'm sorry, I get Redoljak, something like that, from Croatia. Our team is better together because we believe that it reflects going together. It reflects the inclusion, or every learner is included. Every child is encouraged to have, to avail and to have an access to a holistic education. Our topic is, or our topic focus is about EduApps, or educational applications, and inclusive education for learners with special needs. It's a project wherein teachers facilitate learnings to learners with special needs through the use of different educational applications such as Wacalet, Totobi, H5P, and Minecraft. But it depends. It depends on the what applications applicable to the learner. If Wacalet is applicable to them, then Wacalet will be used for them. And for the implementation execution timeline, I provide here a whole school year, but for that, we have three timelines. We have February, or during the summer vacation, or during the pre-registration of enrollment. The teachers will identify the learners with special needs and identify their needs. Next is the teacher will able to craft and digitize activities for the identified learners. So from that, the teachers is already identify what application or education application is applicable to the learner. Then during summer, during opening of classes, the project will be ready for implementation. And during vacations, such as Christmas, the teachers will be undergo with LAC sessions or learning action cell for them to teach also the teachers how to manipulate the applications. For the key activities and key tools being used or applied, for key activities, books and self-learning modules and activities will be digitized and contextualized. This means that books, traditional books that is printed will be digitized, will be converted into online or soft copy. This digitized book will be used as instructional materials for the learners with special needs. And of course, we will also conduct training for the parents on how to manipulate the applications for them to know how to assist their children during homeschooling or self-paced. Tools to be used are Wacalet, Totobi, H5P, and Minecraft. For the objectives, we have to promote inclusive, accessible, equal, and quality education to all learners, regardless of needs, talents, and race. It means that all types of learners are welcome and should be included and have to access to a holistic education regardless of its disadvantage. Number two, to provide an education platform that is easy to use, has interactive activities, and is friendly for all types of disadvantages. So I would like to emphasize, number one is easy to use, because this program or these educational apps are easily to use. They can be in laptop, Android phones, or in their tablets. Interactive activities means activities can be online or offline. So wherein they can do activities whenever they want, or there are activities wherein they cannot move in the next lesson if they skip the lessons. And friendly for all types of disadvantages. This is what I emphasize from the beginning, that during the implementation phase or during the pre-registration of enrollment, the teacher is already identified the needs of the learners, so that it already can identify what application is applicable to that learner. So with this, since videos, voice recordings can be attached to the digitized book or learning modules, we believe that it's effective to learners with special needs. And to facilitate learning with the new trend of technology while applying and developing the 21st century skill of learners. So it is very important for us to cultivate or to develop the 21st century skills of learners. We believe that the interactive activities can enhance the SIS of 21st century skills, their collaboration, because it can be do online, so they can collaborate to the normal ones, communicate, apply their creativity with the different activities, and of course, their critical thinking. And for the three impact of the ITP at the school or classroom level, we believe that the educational applications provides an opportunity for learners with special needs have not only inclusive but accessible education that they can collaborate even they are in the confines of their homes. So we believe that with the use of this new technology, this
You have 1 minute, Jeffrey. Sorry for interrupting. Yes.
education applications, just one click away, they can collaborate, they can communicate with their co-learners like a normal one. Number two, it transforms education for learners with special needs into hybrid learning with the aid of technology, printed to digitized, and that makes them competitive globally. So third, edu apps create collaboration among learners, so normal and spatial. Normal learners to special needs with special need learners, increase critical thinking, creativity, communication skills, and to be technology savvy learners. Sometimes special needs people, learners are just easily to intimidate. With these edu apps, we believe that we can enhance their confidence, or we can boost out their confidence because they can cope up with the lessons. And number four, it can also encourage school administrators to increase awareness and to prioritize the needs of learners with special needs. And for the conclusion, better together, education for all, and inclusive education approach to include all learners regardless of race, gender, socioeconomic status, disabilities, and giftedness, a holistic education. The edu apps is a strategy to help lessen the perceived disadvantage by providing them a learning opportunity to be at par with those with no disabilities through the use of technology. With this, learners with special needs can be globally competitive while enjoying the benefits of learning without any form of reservation nor limitations. As the proponents, it is beneficial to transform the traditional books and self-learning modules into more advanced learning process so that learners with special needs can cope and afford to compete with the normal ones. Edu apps promotes accessible education because the lessons can be accessed anytime and anywhere without sacrificing the quality of education. For the next steps, this project will be, we believe that we can do this in the quarter 2 of 2023, since it's a new discovery for us and the digitized materials is not ready yet. We prayed and hope that we were able to materialize this project.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And
I just want to
you were over. Sorry, we have to interrupt because 3 minutes over. We have our remaining teams. But please summarize your thoughts. Maybe you can send us.
No, I just show the H5P. Just seconds only.
Okay.
So this is the H5P material. So it's an online that we're in. Like that.
Oh, very lovely, really nice.
Really every lesson have an exercise wherein they can see immediately their correct answers. I have also with the Kotobi, but limited time and sorry, black out. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you. We really appreciate and admire your team for focusing on such an important topic, and you are actually starting from raising awareness, right? Raising awareness among other people.
Acknowledge Ma'am Ivana. There she is. Hello, Ma'am Ivana. Thank you. Anything, Ma'am Ivana? Thank you.
You are on mute, Ivana.
Hello. Jeffrey did it great, and this idea of special needs students and edu apps is great. So we worked on Jeffrey's ideas.
Thank you, Ivana, and thank you, Jeffrey, for all the hard work and working really together with your team. So we have already read your ITP several times since you worked really hard, came back to us for feedback. So it was a pleasure to kind of, help you narrow down the objectives, and also seeing your presentation, seeing the content that you have already prepared, already having a lesson plan and ideas. Really great job. Congratulations. Shall I move on to the next team?
Yeah, thank you so much for showing this, all this. Also the exercises, we'll be happy to distribute it among everyone in the group.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this was on the theme inclusion. We had another team, but team members cannot make it today, so they will send a video for us instead. And then we can move on to the third team, teaching social and emotional skills. Here we have 4 or 5 teams who have chosen this one. So let's start with SES, Creative Practitioners. Vesna from Croatia, Shimin from Malaysia, and Alice from Romania. Who's gonna present today?
Hello, I'm going to present today.
Alice, okay, excellent. The floor is yours, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The title of our innovative teaching practice is the significance of charity in the Christmas Advent period. Okay, I open the slideshow. So we decided to name our team the Creative Practitioners because we teach social and emotional skills to our students using innovative and holistic resources. And to create this wonderful ITP, I collaborated greatly with my teammates, Mrs. Vesna Marincic from Sisak, Croatia, and Mrs. Shimin Tan from Penang, Malaysia. I am an English teacher in Ion Barbu High School from Bucharest, Romania. So I'll begin with presenting the topic of our ITP, as our main outcome is creating socially active and compassionate global citizens. It consists of 2 lessons plus a project-based learning lesson. The first lesson is entitled Learning Lessons from Life Experiences, and it lasts 50 minutes. And the second one is entitled Our Contribution Matters, and it lasts 50 minutes. The third step, what comes after these 2 lessons, is a project assignment entitled Planning a Charity Event in the Christmas Advent period. And it is a form of constructive feedback to what the students have learned previously. I will move on to presenting the key instruments and resources. One of the most important tools was the Wheel of Emotions, a way of individual brainstorming. Secondly, we had mind mapping about acts of kindness and using a digital Mentimeter survey about religious values. Further on, we had a charity marathon, listening comprehension, with the solutions written on a Padlet board. And as teachers come from 3 different cultural backgrounds, and our lesson is on the topic of charity, we wanted to emphasize the intercultural significance of charity, presenting real-life events, real-life charity marathons, and having the students pay attention on what is going on in pictures. And here are the slides which present our instruments. Which qualities should a real believer possess? This is the Mentimeter survey on religious values. It is easily accessible for students using all devices. This is the Wheel of Emotions, a great way for students to reflect on their past actions and feelings in the Christmas Advent, and also work out solutions for the existing problems in their real life experiences. And here we have a Padlet, the Padlet app, which is a great solution to tackle a listening comprehension task. And we have just inserted the questions on the Padlet board. To continue my list of key instruments and resources, we had a reading comprehension on Christmas traditions, which includes a Kahoot quiz and the KWL chart. And for students to give a personal written feedback to the discussion about individual contribution to charity, we had a Dear Future Me email writing task. Next, Phillips 66 method is a great opportunity for students to present and compare their attitudes to charity. And last but not least, the rebuilding of the Wheel of Emotions as a poster, this time using pictures collected during the project assignment. the 3 objectives of our ITP are: firstly, to motivate the students to be actively involved in charity activities as part of their civic duty as citizens. Secondly, to have the students reflect on their feelings and their actions in the Christmas Advent period. Thirdly, to empower the students to conduct a project on a social concern by applying SES. The 3 key impacts of the ITP will be: 1, to engage the students emotionally with the social effects of fundraising, to raise awareness of the importance of respecting the Christmas giving and sharing ritual, and 3, to encourage the students to perform acts of kindness for the vulnerable groups. What is next? So in the next stage, students will be learning from their peers for a week's time, because in the PBL stage, the students will be assigned the roles of both formal and informal educators of their peers. Given this learner-centered approach, the students will acquire important skills, which will make them feel like active citizens of the society. Firstly, communication and presentation skills. Secondly, organization and time management skills. Thirdly, research and inquiry skills. Fourthly, self-assessment and reflection skills. In the 5th place, group participation skills, and last but not least, critical thinking. And the conclusion, the overall benefit on school environment is emphasizing the social and emotional engagement of all participants in the teaching process in pursuit of a common goal, which is to create socially involved global citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Team SES Creative Practitioners. First of all, for everyone's reference, you really wonderfully collaborated in your team and always submitted whatever assignment that was way ahead of deadline. So that we hope that's an inspiration and learning experience for everybody as well. Great job on that. Rekha and I, we were smiling when we were looking at your presentation because you had an activity called writing an email to future me. Both of us have done it. We didn't know that. And it was a really meaningful experience for us. So we really liked that as part of your activity and during this holiday season, you were focusing on the topic as well and making it really meaningful, making it really with such simple activity, but making really profound impacts. So we are really excited to learn more and see what you do with the project. Congratulations. With that, shall we move on to the next theme?
Yes, thank you so much. Next theme up is called mindfulness, with 4 active team members: Branka from Croatia, Rika from Indonesia, Roslyn from Philippines, and Mark also from the Philippines. Who is ready to take the floor?
Hello, I am Ross from the Philippines. So I'm going to present our CIP for today. Branka will assist me to present our PowerPoint. Hi, Branka, and acknowledge to Mark also. Thank you, Branka. All right, so hello everyone, I'm Rose from the Philippines, so I'm going to present today. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. So let me acknowledge first my team, Branka from Croatia, Rika from Indonesia. He's not here, but today I also acknowledge her, and Mark also from the Philippines. So we are assigned for the social emotional skills. So our group name is mindfulness. Sorry, Branka, can you please have the first one, the first slide? Another, yeah. All right, so our group's name is mindfulness. We all know that this is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we are doing. So we applied here the business strategy. That is why we have here Walt Disney Be Like, because we want to incorporate a learner as a dreamer, dreams up for the perfect future with no boundaries, become realists of their dream, and also a critic, or they need to reflect so that they can identify their weak spot and ensure enhancements of their idea. So as you can see, next slide. So as you can see, our TIP focus on the development of teaching and social emotional skills. So by sharing students' opinion on the chosen problem from the community, because we want to assure recognizing and managing emotions, also controlling impulses, communicating effectively, and working with each other as well as self-regulation. So we also want them to embrace responsibility, empathy, and of course discipline, because this is very important for a student lifelong success. So we cannot work on this in a blink of an eye because it's behavior. So it's very impactful if we consider our implementations or our TIP to conduct a various strategy in one semester or academic year. Then later we need to conduct an evaluation of our strategy if it's effective, so we can provide data for the next school year. So just a reminder, a few reminders if working on this CIP. The school administration must understand first their role, or they have play an important or very important role in the success of teaching and social emotional skills, because teachers alone will not be able to carry out this noble task in teaching social and emotional. So the first thing the school should do is to give opportunity for teachers to have a social and emotional training. That is the first step we need to do. So as you can see on our timeline, if you will implement these innovative strategies, you can project now the development of the social emotional skills little by little on the classroom, or definitely in our learners. So at this, we can come up with the various appropriate strategies on how to teach an emotional skill to address your student social development, because we are speaking about development. So our group has chosen some ways to teach SES, and we will see on our objective that we targeted on a health and well-being approach for our learners. So, Branca, can you please show them our next slide? So our TIP objectives is, so that's why we come up with a various strategies. So knowing each other better on a personal level, we can use this strategy activity. On the first day, we prepare have a bucket. On the first day, we prepare a bucket, have a bucket today. That the student needs to tell a story about the power of kind words from this. This is a starter activity that the student will need to open, their experiences and giving way to our next objective, connecting students on the emotion and social level. So we have ways to have them allowed to talk time and set up a shout out board and let the student to speak up and open a little of their personal so they can connect to others. And the last objective is now, so the last objective, if the student now had a connection with everyone, so they can easily involve with their community without asking them to do this way. We have an activity to a team building facilitating learning classroom activity, and for individuality, we come up with journaling activity for the student reflection. So we need to do this to have individual references for everyone. So for this, we come up with the 3 key impact of our TIP at the school. So we will enhance positive and emotion behavior because we incorporate these strategies in our classroom. We are performing a habit. For this, we connect the student in a little way by approaches little by little by these different approaches we have, so they can understand each other. And we as a teacher, we cannot force them to do the thing, but the impact of what we call voluntarism. That is why we conducted a various approaches for a particular PIP. So every time we have an activity on the classroom, we can use these different kinds of approaches. And as a result, the third one, we can come up with a good and strong academic performance of the student. So this is the various approaches we need to incorporate for this CIP. Next slide po. So we also have here nature of culture kindness. So we have what we call the fill-in bucket. We also allow for a talk time, set a shout-out board, build a community with the teams, and journalizing. As you can see, we incorporated all of these because we wanted the students to focus on their social emotional little by little. By adapting these different kinds of approaches, we encourage them to participate, or we encourage volunteerism, no, without asking anything, so they can enjoy the classroom setup. So the next step we will have here is on our team to integrate SEL in the teaching and learning with modules for teachers and learners. So we will come up with the modules and then embed SEL in the school vision and mission. So we are preparing for them to incorporate that in their vision and mission. So we also want to have a training of trainers program to help teachers facilitate the social emotional concern. And number 4, sharing best practices in the professional learning community in the global community of educators. So if you want to experience this on the first semester academic, so these are the next steps we want to have, to collect all the data and then come up with this next step to carry on with the next school year. Franca, do you have anything to say about our PIC? Or Mark?
No, I think you said everything. Thank you very much for your presentation, and I hope that we will make it a good action, in fact, with our students during December and January.
Thank you so much, Team Mindfulness. I mean, when we were looking at your activities, it's very fitting, the name and the actions that you were taking. So we really like that, you know, you are focusing on social emotional skills and really encouraging your students to create, you know, creating an environment and ways to express themselves in healthy ways through different methods, right? Yeah. Journaling and then shout out board. We are really excited to see the outcome from the project. We have seen that you have already finalized the time and then everything is all set. So great job and congratulations. Shall we move on to the next team?
Next team.
Thank you, Mark.
Next team is called RED, the Red team. They are also addressing the same theme, teaching social and emotional skills. Who is gonna represent Team Red today?
Me, Marta.
Martina?
No, Marta.
Marta. Okay, excellent. Marta, then we stop sharing and then the floor is yours and you have 5 minutes to pitch the innovative teaching practice you worked on with your teammates.
And good morning, good afternoon in here for everybody. The title of our ITP is Gratitude and Thankfulness. And here the member of our team, me from Indonesia, Martina from Italy, Natalia from I forget.
Croatia.
Oh, Croatia. I'm so sorry. And Ania from Philippines. And here the member. And the topic focus from our ITP is gratitude and thankfulness, the implementation in the learning process. We implemented in our learning process at school, at home, in everywhere. And we do hope with this gratitude and thankfulness will build a good character for our student. So the execution timeline we want to do in 1 year, and the key activity, the key tool or applied that we do the real action to make student more calm down, resilient against negative experience and emotion, and also the real action of helpful for mental health concern like depression and anxiety, and also the real action to have lasting positive effect on the brain. So we want to do small thing, but in the real action. In here, the example action that we can do here, we want the student, every student need to say 3 things to be grateful and thankful about this day. No matter what will they say, they will do in the good thing, in the good word, to show grateful and thankful. to everybody. So we also want every student write 3 things. They show the grateful something that in their life, and then the student are divided into mixed. In our project, we want the student will be divided into mixed nationality pairs. They should talk about an exchange experience and idea how they want to appreciate and say thank you to someone for something, because we come from different country, we come from different culture. Sometimes the culture in one country will be so different. Maybe in one country we'll say that this is polite, but will be impolite. So we need to communication in here, so we know how the way to grateful, how the way to appreciate something in one way, with a good way. So each pair should talk about exchange experience and idea how they want to do something for someone to show thankfulness, and also the student representing their idea. They will have to make some discussion, and they will talk each other, and they have to try to presenting their idea, so they know each other because they come from different country and culture. So here we have 4 key objectives of our ITP. We want to increase feeling of optimism about life from the student. Sometimes the feel from the student because they never have optimism in their heart, in their life. So that will create a fail generation. So we want to increase their optimism. So the second key is to improve interpersonal relationship. They have to know how the way they build a good relationship with other, with their self, with their family, with their friend, and with other people from different culture and country, to strengthen pro-social behavior and make students become more generous people. Sometimes it is very difficult now to build generous generation, because more of us now more selfish, because what can I say? The way we communicate, we are try to communicate not only with talk by talk, no, but we use device, and we more selfish, so we don't know about other people business. We don't want to know about other people business. We don't want that happen, because we are social person and we need other in our life. And then the last, to increase student overall happiness. We want the student all happy, not only our student, but they can bring happiness to their friend, to their family, and their society also. And then 3 key impact of the ITP at school in the class. We want to focus at class actually, and they can implement it in their daily life, in their family and society. In here, teaching student gratitude and thankful in more way in learning to say thank you can positively impact their emotional well-being. It is very important to people to say thank you for every good thing that come from other people. That the way we grateful and the way we respect other. And students not only show gratitude toward other, but to experience the powerful effect of gratitude for themselves. And then the last, collaboration and equal perception between teacher and student. This project, this ITP will never work if they cannot find equal perception between a teacher and the student. We have to say in one word to make this ITP work. It is impossible to make it.
Sorry, Marta, to interrupt. You have 30 seconds left.
Okay. The conclusion: gratitude and thankfulness will enhance social emotional skills of the student. And our next step: making project pair work expressing, and then making gratitude and thankful in our dictionary, in our life. So we will make a group work, and also some step that we can do to our project. And thank you.
Thank you, Martha, and thank you to your team as well. I see Martina here too. So the fact that you are focusing on such an important topic, thankfulness and gratitude, especially in this time during COVID, that's such an important topic. And the way you were designing with interesting activities, we really hope that you can implement it successfully and get some really great outcome from the project, and encourage your students to nurture those skills and internalize the feeling of gratitude. Congratulations, and shall I move on to the next theme?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really enjoyed this teaching practice as well. So the next theme, the last one on the same theme, so teaching social and emotional skills, will be theme cultivating SES with members from Brunei and Croatia. I see Diana and Siti are here. Muiza, Siti are here with us today.
Yes,
Which one of you is gonna present?
I am.
Okay.
Okay, great. And we stop sharing, and then the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you.
We need to be really on time because we might go over time a little bit. So please ensure that you can finish it within the allocated time. Thank you.
All right. Oops. We'll go back to the first slide. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Muiza from Brunei. So these are my team members, April, Genova, and Diana. And we are, what our team is called the Cultivating SES. As we chose this name because it's our aim to foster social and emotional skills to our students, skills such as listening, teamwork, and relationship building. So what we like to do with this theme is to produce and adopt collaborative learning in terms of group work. And the topic that we choose for our collaborative learning is called the Earth Summit project. So how we implement it is through with our own students, since almost all of us are English teachers. What we'll do is that we implement, the first thing that we'll do is we group our students, mix abilities, and then we'll do a bit of ice breaking, giving them information about what to do, setting the rules, making goals, and so on. And after that, there will be making their, they will start on their project. So what we like to do is that the timeline for this execution of the summit project is about 2 to 3 weeks or more. It depends on the time that we have. So we try to set at least 2 days minimum for each activity. Since there's various activities going on, there will be group discussion, writing up introduction of the environmental issue and the country itself, doing research on problems, solutions of the issue and presentation. So each activities will take quite some time. So what the students needs will be laptops, the internet for sure. And at our part as the teachers, will be monitoring them, making sure that everyone works together, the communication is clear among the team members. And then we also be doing peer assessment at the end when they do their presentation. Okay, so what we like to get from this project is that students learn about and discuss and think about environmental issues that are affecting our planet. They encourage students to work together, cooperate, and communicate. That's our main aim for this project, because to cultivate that cooperation, to the aim of working together and to communicate, and also to mitigate the carbon footprint by raising awareness, students' awareness on climate crisis that everyone around the globe is facing right now. So the 3 impacts that we get, hopefully that we'll get, is that students get to understand the impacts of the environmental issues. As we all know, and almost everyone chant this, is that there is no planet B. So with their understanding of what the impacts is, raising their awareness, yeah. So we hope through their communication, working together, their group work, that will get them better awareness among the seriousness of the problem. And therefore, this will introduce green education to address global issues. So what's our next steps? We would try to change the students' behavior and habits at the school and everyday life, campaigns at school, local community or in social media, sharing ITP as an example of good practice among colleagues in Brunei, in Singapore, Croatia, and so on. So hopefully the benefits that students can reap from this project and also cultivating their SES in their classrooms, they get to reflect and practice their social emotional competencies as they develop the academic ones too. They learn to support and challenge one another. They draw on relationship skills and ability to make responsible decisions that serve the individual and collective good. They learn to articulate their ideas, explain materials to their peers, be more confident socially, and promote self-management, social awareness, and responsible decision-making. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Muiza and Team Cultivating SES. We were just discussing how you were, combining two different learning goals, like the other team we had earlier, the learning goal for different environmental education and issues. At the same time, having that self-awareness, and then, having that environmental awareness, and at the same time having confidence, and then creating emotional, building social emotional skills. So very ambitious, but really well organized. And also we like that you were targeting mixed abilities, right? You were focusing on that, where you were bringing the inclusion element into it. So great job and congratulations. We look forward to reading the detailed ITP. Shall we move on to the next?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And with this, we move on to the next topic, active learning and engagement. And we invite the first team called Holisticians. What a nice one. With team members from Belgium, Brunei, Croatia, and the Philippines. Who is gonna represent this team today? Holisticians.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and good morning. I am Cristina Profeta from the Philippines, and I'm going to present in behalf of my team members, the Holisticians. Let me first share my screen. Okay, let me first introduce our group, the Holisticians. So I think I have with me Miss Lenny. Hi, Lenny.
Hi, Jesusa.
Yeah, Miss Lenny is a group member, and she's from Brunei. And we also have Sir Vedran from Croatia. So we're only 3 in our group. So Holisticians, so we call our group Holisticians as we visualize ourselves creating a holistic teaching and learning environment for our learners. So our topic focus is about active learning and engagement. And we focus on atmosphere and weather as our topic. But in some cases, so the proposed activities which are given here can be also be applied in our topic. So not only in atmosphere or weather, but also in other topics also. Now, the implementation and execution timeline, so it can be done within the class. Wait, I can't see my presentation. Okay. Within the classroom and as part of our lesson plan, it is intended for 1 hour only. So that the key activities and key tools being used or applied as part of the motivation, we have the group activity in the form of game, and then also in the topic introduction. There is also a group collaboration, and in the form of game also, as mentioned before, that the activities must be a bit funny, or the students should be active in dealing with the different activities. And then third, we have differentiated activities like research work, group presentation, and mind mapping. And lastly, we would like to introduce the Hamala approach. So Hamala approach means high attainers, the 3 different levels. So the high attainers, we have the middle attainers, and the low attainers. So they will be given differentiated activities. So for our objective, in our lesson plan, we wrote to prepare models of energy systems, inputs, processes, and output for the Earth, draw a diagram showing the structure of the Earth's atmosphere, annotated with specific information. And lastly, we wrote there to the students should actively participate and cooperate with the group members. So I think we need to revise it and edit it to make it a little acceptable. I think because we had limited time dealing with our first draft. Okay. What are the 3 key impacts? Okay. So first, the proposed activities will strengthen group collaboration. Each member will have a chance to collaborate with one another. Secondly, the teachers will be able to recognize diverse learners with different capabilities and skills, like in the Hamal approach. In that sense, teacher will have the idea on the strategies to be employed to the students. And thirdly, the activities ensure active participation of each learner while having fun, since game is included in presenting our lesson. And for the last part, our team believes that every learner deserves to experience an environment that caters to their needs mentally, socially, emotionally, and spiritually. Active learning and engagement will allow students to get out of their comfort zones and take risks to learn new things with the help of their classmates and teachers. For our next step, so we visualize that the students in our respectful countries can connect with each other personally with a questionnaire on what activities were implemented. So in partnership with Croatia and Brunei, and interactive presentations by our students from country to country. That's all, and thank you. I think Lenny, can you add more?
Thank you so much, Jesusa. You did brilliantly. I think we have. I think you have mentioned all the points that we wish to include in the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you both, and we really love your name, team name, Holisticians, and really great job. What we really liked a lot of the curiosity elements coming from student side as we were listening to the activities you want to conduct. I think that's such an important part of students feeling active in a teaching and learning setting, right? So really great job, and then please do send us the detailed ITP so that we can learn more. And we move on to the next team.
Yeah, we have 2 more teams to go on this theme, active learning and engagement. So next team up is called Dvota Lukul Am. And it's not a spell, it's the name of the team, with members from Croatia, Hungary, Indonesia, India, and Malaysia. So who's gonna pitch your innovative teaching practice today?
Hello. Can you
Hello,
hear me?
Zuzana. Yes.
I hope others are here somewhere, maybe.
Yes, we see Maria with us for sure, but please feel free to share your presentation, and then you have 5 minutes.
We work on a project, how I say it, we try to do active, to be active, very active. So we are on, we are working now about the color project, and I don't know what I should say. So I am Zsuzsa. It's a very important thing, that Zsuzsanna from Hungary, and I work with Caroline from Horvátország. It's I think, and Maria, Uttara, and Yasmin listen what we are doing, and I hope they will reflect for the work what we try to do. Our project is autumn color change in leaves and color psychology. It is not really autumn because the project term is 1 year, and it is a life cycle of leaves. So we first try to prepare now the project, and we will listen the leaves live during a year. We prepare a collaboration space, what means that we send emails for each other, but we work in separate groups, and later we will work online by Moodle or other or Zoom maybe. It is not definitely what we will use, because the communications will through the softwares, through programs. So Caroline has some questions that what this leaves, what kind is this leaves, or what is the most significant color of the leaves. And this is the first slide.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
there. It's okay. And
Yes.
this is the term, and it is not important, I think. So it is.
Yeah.
Should write something, because we work into different groups, and Caroline collected some leaves and sent to us, and my students tried to define the colors what is on the pictures. And later in the next terms we will try to find what colors in on this several leaves, or to define the leaves color during the year, how to change it. So Caroline will work as a biology in the looking around the environment and in the park, and collect some leaves, and we try to analyze that what kind of leaves she sent to us, and we will send back a program what they can use for do this also. So this project works in 4 different levels for different subjects, as it is physics and biology and psychology, that the colors has some feelings for us, and IT, that the colors has a special code, more type in more charts, and we try to speak about the code and feeling. What is the connection between the code of a color and the feelings when we see it in the nature? So that is my task and activity, and we do this yet. And if you would like to join, we can work on it together, because the code is free and we can send, and you can work on a very high level program code, or you can go to the nature and collect some trees, leaves, and listen that what happened with the leaves, how change the colors, and what is it mean. Maybe you have to plant, or you have to give some water for it. So it has a practical usage. I hope we can do it active together in very different places in the world.
Thank you,
very
Susanna. Really thinking out of the boxes and combining different visual elements and also technical skills, and the way you were focusing on, various aspects of learning through understanding coding as well. So really interesting, innovative teaching practice. We look forward to learning more from your detailed submission and then take it from there. So I think we have the next team.
Next team up is United Practitioners, also on the theme of active learning and engagement.
Yeah.
With team members from Philippines, and Russia. I see Marina and Albert are here with us, which Albert is gonna present. Okay.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Salamat po. I'm going to present. I asked Ms. Jyoti if I will find it difficult in sharing. I will ask.
We have your, yes.
But I will try first to share my
Go ahead.
presentation. Is it visible already?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we are the active practitioners, and the title of our presentations or our ITP, it's Bring It On, Active Learning and Engagement by our team active practitioners. So basically we have 5 members, but as far as I remember, Mr. Bantan Nguyen were able to communicate with Ms. Jyoti of for some difficulty. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe he has other reasons, but we have Mr. Danish Jumani, Mr. John David Medrano, yours truly from the Philippines, and Mrs. Marina Kunsenko, an English teacher in Russia. So our presentations, our team is called United Practitioners because our main motto is to act and apply the acquired knowledge and skills in practice. If the practitioner fails, he will strive to survive and continue to move on. With each fall, we become stronger and more effective. That's why we are professionals and practitioners from different parts of the planet. And also we are united, moving towards as a common goal together to teach and to touch one's life. As the United Practitioners, our topic focus is the titles Bring It On, and integrations of holistic performance tasks and promotions of integrated tasks across the subjects and teaching practices. For the implementation and executions of timeline, we would like to do it on the January to March for the remaining months of the school year 2022-2023. And for the key activities, we would do it in actual face-to-face and online classes using digital platform like Zoom, Google Chat, Microsoft SharePoint, and other innovative digital technologies in teaching. In terms of the faculty members, definitely they are the one who are going to do it inside the classroom. So we'd like them to do some orientations of the faculty, conduct seminar workshop on how to implement effectively the proposed ITP, and we would like to teach them the crafting of actual learning plan incorporating the ITP that includes scaffolding of the performance tasks. Then we will proceed to actual instructions, monitoring and evaluations. We will conduct feedbacking, and of course, continuous improvements and innovations. Our group would like to adopt what we call the GRAS, or doing and giving performance tasks to students having these characteristics. They should have the goal, the role, the audience, the situations, the product, the performance purpose, and even the standards. Because in these kinds of activity and these kinds of performance tasks, the students were able to experience real life scenario. They will be given situations wherein they're going to react, they're going to act. That's why we call it Bring It On, because we want them to think creatively, actively, and perform artistically in terms of the performance tasks that will be given by their teachers. The steps that they were going to follow, the teachers, together with the students, is that they will have the exploring phase, the firm up phase, the defend, and then the transfer of goals, wherein performance test is going to be the focus of the discussion. Our key objectives is, we have 3. Number 1 is to develop collaborative learning through performance tasks or through groups activity. We'd like also to increase engagement among the students and improves critical thinking among the students as well. In terms of collaborative learning, we all know that it is an educational approach of using groups to enhance learning through working together. Groups of 2 or more learners work together to solve problems, complete tasks, or learn new concepts. And in these types of collaborative learning, we would like to suggest some of the activities like Tick, Pair, and Share, fishbowl discussions. We also have fishbowl debate discussions actually, and then the team-based learning for the collaborative learning. For the active learning, for the increased engagement, we want our students to make learning relevant, to remove barriers to learning, include choice and voice, and to set learning goals, because we believe that students' engagement is higher when teachers explain why their instructions is relevant. It is important for the students to say that why do we have to learn this? Not just because they want to follow the instructions of the teacher. So it should make the learning relevant for them. Number 2 is to remove barriers for learning. Students' engagement is higher when teachers remove barriers to learning. You can identify some of these barriers from the learner's profile, but you will instinctively know some already given to your knowledge of their students. Number 3 is give voice to all your students. Include choice and voice. Students' engagement is higher when students feel like they are part of the learning. Instead of having all your students create a slide deck to show what they know, give them a menu of options, give them the options, give them the free to give comments and suggestions as well. And the number 4, definitely, it is important for the students to set learning goals, especially if they have targets. Students will strive to achieve those learning goals, because students' engagement is higher when they know what they are working towards to. And of course, the third one is improve critical thinking. It is important in every aspect of our lives. It helps us to make decisions and solve problems. That's why, in terms of the critical thinking process, we would like to incorporate prior experience and basic knowledge about the subject matter in order to reach the conclusions. Our 3 key impacts for the ITP is: 1 is the active learning and engagement through integrated performance tasks is a huge component to learning, and it will show a correlations to higher academic achievements in those students who are more engaged. Second is it reduces competitions among students, but rather foster collaborations and emphasize conceptual understanding among them. And the third one is that providing students engage in their studies using practical, real scenario-based knowledge to students will shift their priorities towards career development and fulfilling family commitments. And as a conclusions, as a united practitioners from different parts of the globe, we are united moving towards a common goal to teach and to touch one's life. And based on the research and experiences that we have, learning should not be a spectator sport. Both students and teachers thrive when classes are designed with active, engaged, and student-centered approach. When students are invited to participate in structuring their own learning, both final outcomes and motivations along the way increases. And students become more invested in their own learning, and the skills they gain positions them for future career and college readiness. Good afternoon to everyone. Yan po. Thank you, ASEP ClassNet, for the opportunity to collaborate and to learn. To God be the glory.
Thank you, Albert. Absolutely agree with you on the definition of what active learning and engagement should be. So really great job to you and your team. You guys did such a great job organizedly bringing content together and then focusing on different important aspects of active learning and engagement. So we look forward to reading the detailed innovative teaching practice.
Absolutely, and thank you so much. This one was also really awesome, so thanks for sharing. There are 2 more teams who cannot present today live, but one of them already emailed us a video of their presentation. That's your group, Nelly, with Esther, and there's another group with Anna, Hyekyung, and Truong, who will be sharing their practice later with us as well. And we will distribute it together with this recording, together with everyone else's. And now, last but not least, let us invite Adam to share a 1 minute, very brief feedback with you, because he's been your facilitator in this group. So he was lucky enough to witness the progress of the evolution of these teaching practices. Adam.
Yes, hello everybody. I presented my feedback last time and I wouldn't like to bore you, so just a few sentences, a few comments. So let me start by saying that you all tried to address real life challenges you experience in your environment, and that's very important. While designing your tasks, you all tried to stimulate students' engagement, motivation, problem solving, skills, and students' creativity. And I'm sure that we can learn from all those ITPs. It will take some time actually for all of us to go through all those ITPs and, you know, use some elements from them. Thanks to our participation in this project, I think that we all could learn from each other by observing different approaches. For example, we had humanistic approach, interdisciplinary approach, using online applications was suggested as well, paying attention to environmental issues, gamification, etc. I'm sure that the collection of the ITPs that will be created might be widely used by teachers across Asia and Europe. And I think that we will all benefit, and it will be a great resource for all of us, and it will be a source for inspiration for the upcoming year. And I think that that's all from my side. So thank you, and congratulations to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Adam. Then let us share the next steps. What's next in terms of submission of the innovative teaching practices and submission of feedback forms and certificates.
So let me quickly, as I'm preparing my slide, let me quickly reply to Nelly. We have already received from your team member, Esther, the presentation, so we'll be uploading it on the e-learning platform. And also Hakyong, yes, Anna was here earlier, and we will collaborate with you separately through email. So please look out for an email from us. We'll get in touch with you very soon. So, okay, here, what's the next step? Of course, you have another submission. Hopefully, it will not be too difficult since you have already completed and already, gathered a lot of the activities and design and execution strategy for your teaching practice. It's on 22nd December. And then, of course, you also will have to do a feedback for the project so that we can improve the activities for next year and also get to hear from how the experience was like for you. And of course, for all this hard work and the time and commitment that you have put into, we would want to acknowledge that. And then we will provide a new certificate. Look out for more details through email, because as you know, we had some requirement for certificates. The exercise needs to be done. The innovative teaching practice needs to be done. So we will be checking and then sending you an email regarding your credential status. And of course, look out for social media posts from us. We will be highlighting your activities from time to time from now on till early next year. So with that, I say my goodbye. Yeah.
Sorry, could I ask you? Hello, I'm still here. Hello,
yes.
But I'm in my class, so I moved with my computer. So do we have to send the template individually, or the one? Is it okay if just one member sends it? The one that we presented today.
Yes, Martina, it's a team activity. So you are going to send a detailed submission as part of a team. So just one submission per team.
So I don't need to fill in. So there will be another template to
yes, we are going to send. Yes, we are going to send an email.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything. It's been wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we also thank you. It's been a really enriching experience. Congratulations to all of these practices. You're gonna get into the Hall of Fame with these and the ClassNet ACEF ClassNet Hall of Fame, and look forward collaborating with you next year in different forms. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day or evening ahead, depending where you are. And and we'll be in touch. And thank you so much. We will be still here with Jyoti for a couple of minutes. If you want to stay and ask us anything, this is the chance that you can do so. But thank you so much again. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. I have to leave. I have my students here. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.